welcome to another video, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, before I actually get started, I want to just say a massive thank you to every single person who's made it possible that we've hit 5k subs. I really appreciate it. I cannot thank you all more than enough, and we are marching forward to 10k. We're not gunning for 6, 7, 8, 9, we're going straight for 10. We're gunning for 10, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscription button. I don't just do Cobra Kai, I cover like Marvel, Star Wars, what have you, anything. This is more of a film and pop culture discussion channel, so make sure you subscribe, and all opinions are welcome here. I've been given a lot of praise, you know, especially given that the video at hand pertains to Robby. I've been given a lot of praise from people that this is a place where we can have, intelligent discussion regarding Robby's character, and you know, I'm grateful for that. I appreciate the nuances and the sort of idiosyncrasies that are created within character development. So that's why I kind of look at it that way. And you know, I love Miguel equally, so I have no team or side or what have you. But in this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about Robby's arc of, will he return to Daniel? And I have no doubt in my mind that, again, his arc, as I've said many times, is Daniel's arc in Karate Kid 3, but extended. That's all it is. It's when Daniel was in a vulnerable place and he joined Cobra Kai. Same thing for Robby. But in this instance, it's more extended, it's more drawn out. And because Robby isn't the protagonist like Daniel was, in that sense, because it's Miguel, they need a fighter on the opposite side who is equal to, or if not as good as, or even better than, you know, the lead. And with everything that Miguel's going through, Robby is the only one that could really give him a real battle to climb, at least in my opinion, especially with the All Valley. And as I've said before, you know, if the series is with the movies, I have no doubt in my mind that Robby would have gone back to Daniel and Johnny by the end of Season 3. But because, you know, they're setting up the All Valley for a final showdown between the two dojos, or the three dojos now. And they've obviously got more seasons in the works, but, you know, this is probably going to be the culmination of the war, where we really see who the victor is. Someone asked me, do I see a world in which Robby returns to Daniel before the tournament, just like Daniel returned to Miyagi before the tournament? You remember after he found out that Cobra Kai, you know, it was Silver, Kreese and Mike Barnes, he went back to Miyagi and he joined with him before the tournament. Someone was asking, do I see a world where Robby comes back and fights for Miyagi Do in the tournament instead of Cobra Kai? And it all depends. This is very contingent on where this season goes. Now, I know people will say, oh, he has to fight Miguel. He has to fight Miguel. But think about this. We have been thrown so many curveballs by this show now, where we don't always expect what's happening or what's going on, and sometimes it's harder to predict. Like Hawk's, you know, quote-unquote redemption at the end of the season. I can speak for most people when I say no one saw that coming. No one. Like, I didn't at all. I thought he was going to, you know, completely descend into darkness, and maybe Robby was going to be like the redemption kind of piece. And I got it wrong. It was Hawk that redeemed and Robby that kind of descended into darkness. So that's what I'm on about, where, you know, theories and predictions are one thing, but it is very possible that, yeah, Robby could fight for Miyagi Do. You just never know. But with what we've got to go on thus far in terms of quantifiable information, I feel like Robby is with Cobra Kai at least until the end of Season 4, if not into the early Season 5. It all depends on how they do it. And some people have said the All Valley should be mid-season. I don't think it should be mid-season. I think that's too soon. I think maybe episode 8 or something like that. I don't want the All Valley to be the final episode. I feel like we need to break tradition of that. And I really would like to see the fallout of this All Valley, because to me, every time there's an All Valley, we never let it breathe. We never let all that stuff nourish and manifest and really sort of dig deep into the fallout of the previous events. We always jump like a month ahead or a couple of weeks forward, or however, you know, to the next movie in the case of the original trilogy. So it'd be nice in this case if whatever the result is. Now, I firmly believe Robby will win. I've said this from day one. I feel like Robby will win. How he wins is going to be interesting. I don't think it's in Robby's character to cheat and fight dirty. I don't feel like that's in his nature. I feel like he's going to be aggressive. He's going to be fast-paced. But he will fight cleanly, much to the dismay of Kreese. he might even win using Miyagi Do, which is a video I did. If you haven't seen it, go and check that out. But I said that he might win using Miyagi Do. That's sort of what I was putting out there. And, you know, that sort of sets up his defection from Cobra Kai, with Kreese saying, that's not what I taught you. And then Robby's like, no, that's what Mr. LaRusso taught me. And you can just play... He will have the Hawk arc, where Hawk throughout Season 3 was beginning to see Kreese doesn't care about you. He sees you as a soldier and nothing more. And that's essentially what Robby will see, is that Kreese is using him and manipulating him as a means to Johnny and Daniel. Now, where it goes from here... There's multiple ways this can go. I think the most likely way is, for instance, when Robby wins the All Valley, or whoever wins the All Valley, after that moment is when they're going to plant the seed of Robby coming back home. After that moment. And it could happen at the end of Season 4, where Robby goes back to Daniel and or Johnny, and he's finally on the same page as his father for once. Or it will just plant the seed, and in Season 5, we start to see Robby make the change and transition back to his roots. As I've said, he's not gone through 2 seasons of Miyagi Do to just throw it out the window. And he is essentially Daniel's main protege. I know Sam is the LaRusso heir and all that, but Robby is Daniel's prized student. Robby is the one that really sort of got him back into the karate spirit and really reminded Daniel of how cool it was to, you know, learn all the stuff the same way he did. Remember in Season 1 when he's training Robby with the wax on, wax off, and showing him how to mop and stuff like that, and then Robby's like, you know, this is bullshit, I'm just doing all your chores. He's like, God, I love this part. Because it's nostalgic for him. He's sort of living vicariously through Robby from a different perspective. It's fun for him. And obviously, you know, Season 4 will be about Daniel and Johnny finally realizing where they've gone wrong with Robby. Especially in Season 3. Now, I know people have said to me, do I think Robby should take responsibility? Absolutely. There are many instances where I feel like Robby doesn't take responsibility of his own actions, and I feel like sometimes his emotions can get the better of him and cloud his judgment. But as I've said, there are reasons for that. Everything has led to that point. It's not just because Miguel and Sam came to town. This has been 17 odd years of build-up, of resentment from his, you know, to his father and to his mother. That's all culminated in this, and Kreese is a master manipulator. He came in at the right time when Robby was vulnerable, when Robby was alone, and people were saying, you know, Robby wasn't in Season 3 much, and I said, you know, I agree, he wasn't in it much. He was in it, but not a lot. He was in key scenes, but he wasn't in it as much as he was in it in the previous 2 seasons, and I think that was a deliberate creative choice, because it is, again, it's a meta way of saying everyone has forgotten about Robby. That's what his arc was last season, and I feel like that was mainly a setup for Season 4, for him to have a really solid, great arc. I feel like you're going to see confliction between the 2 types of Robby, the same way Hawk did in Season 3. You're going to have the Miyagi Do Robby, where he still cares about people, he still wants to stick up for people, do what's right. But then, as soon as people like Johnny, Daniel, Sam, or Miguel, or Hawk are involved, you're going to see the Cobra Kai Robby. You're going to see him bouncing back and forth between the both of them. You know, I'm really excited to see how that's going to work for him. And especially with Terry Silver and, you know, even potentially Mike Barnes coming back into the fold, that could really play into Robby's decisions going forward. But I do feel like the way he could return to Daniel is the simplest answer. I don't think it's going to be anything complicated. As I've said before, and this isn't a knock on the show, it follows the Karate Kid formula. And the Karate Kid formula is a very simple formula. It's not like Marvel, it's not like Star Wars, it's not like Transformers where you're all over the place. It's not like, you know, Harry Potter or Pirates of the Caribbean where you've got like these, you know, plot lines and stuff like that, and ooh, someone's a spy. No, it's not like that. It's much more simple. And the theme of this show is forgiveness, you know, and if Daniel can forgive Chozen, right, after a fight to the death, may I add, no matter what Robby does, Robby will always be welcomed back with open arms by Daniel back into his home, you know, and I feel like this is going to tie into another video that I've got coming for you guys about father figures and why they're important. But I feel like the way in which Robby returns is going to be a very simple way, but it's going to be a very heartfelt way. And a lot of people have expressed their disdain at Robby and all that. And I said, well, yeah, the reason most of you don't like Robby is because he is nothing more than a vessel for being the third wheel in a love triangle. But when you strip that love triangle away and you look at Robby's actual character, there is a lot there. And I've said his arc is the long stretch that will play out across the show. And I feel like he will have the Anakin Skywalker arc, the Ben Solo arc, the Harry Osborn arc. He'll have an arc where you see it all come together across the show. It won't be like season to season all the time. It will be across the show. And you're like, you know what? I think Robby really had a great arc. And then people will go, you know what? He did. He really did. So I'm looking forward to that. Guys and girls, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. How would you like to see him return to Daniel? When do you think he'll return to Daniel? And it's just... It's such a shame, and I've said it from day one, it's such a shame the way it went for Robby, because he was turning his life around. And then the school fight happened, and him and, you know, in some cases Tori, suffered the worst of all of it. You know, I mean, Miguel definitely physically suffered the worst. But I think long term, Robby, you know, suffered resentment from his peers. None of the Miyagi Do students visited him. He felt isolated. His father didn't even reach out to him. You know, Daniel, you know, didn't even try and go to him. But what's great about this show is it's not like Daniel and Johnny intentionally left Robby in the dust. You know, they had other stuff that they were going through and they were dealing with. And that's what's great about the show, is the grey centre where no one really is the enemy. It's life. But I feel like once Robby sees through Kreese's lies and Kreese's deception, he'll come home. You know, it's a given. But I was asked in a live stream, do I think that this could play out for longer than a season? And I say, yeah, it could. It could be milked right to the end. I really hope it doesn't go to like right to the end of season 6, because I want a scene where Miguel and Robby are fighting together. I mean, this is like Goku and Vegeta kind of thing for me. You know, I want these two kicking ass together. You know, they don't have to be buddies. I'm not saying that. There's too much bad blood there. But they could have a mutual respect for one another. And I think Robby still cares about Sam, you know, deep down. You know, he still cares. He still cares about her. So if he were to face her in the All Valley, he wouldn't be able to hurt her. He wouldn't. He just... You know, I mean, at this point, I think he doesn't want anything the hell to do with any of them. But if really push comes to shove, and after a bit of time has elapsed, I feel like he could be the key to maybe reshaping Cobra Kai for the better. You know, using his Miyagi Do teachings to really influence Cobra Kai in a new direction. That could potentially be possible. Guys and girls, comment all your theories and speculations down below. Again, thank you all for 5k. We marched forward to 10k. And regarding my stream the other night, it was an internet thing, it cut out, so I'll be doing some more streams across the week and all that. Anyway, I will see you all in another video soon, and yeah, comment down below, It would be interesting though, wouldn't it, if Robby actually came back home before the All Valley, and you have Robby and Miguel on the same side. Like, how cool would that be? That would be so cool. But you'd need someone on the opposite side who could handle both of them. That's the problem with that. So yeah, Robby will probably stay on Cobra Kai, just because... Unless they introduce a new player, you need Miguel to have a real threat, you know? But anyway, see you all in another video soon, guys. And remember, defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? Had to bring back the OG.